Beyond green consumption, what other type of products might bring about similar kind of moral licensing effects? Can you give an example in your own life when your purchase choices have licensed you to make decisions that were less than ethically ideal?
Types of product is diet soda. I do believe that drinking diet soda with burger and fries can lead one subconsciously discount the negative attributes of the meal's high caloric and cholesterol content.
Do you think these moral licensing effects are common across all kind of green consumers, or are there other that might either weaken the effects? Why or why not?
I think that these moral licensing effects are not common across all kinds of green consumers because of socio-demographic factors and psychographic factors. For socio-demographic factors such as age, gender, income, marital status, income level, and educational level are influential factors on green products purchasing. For instance, in a study on green purchasing in Malaysia, it was observed that the socio-demographic variables of educational level, income level, age, and marital status significantly affect the respondents' intention towards green purchasing. The authors of the study, Mazar and Song, initially thought green consumption would have a positive spillover effect and encourage positive behaviors. What do you think? They found the opposite.
According to research conducted by Nina Mazar and Chen Bozong at the University of Toronto Rotman School of Management, in line with the halo associated with green consumerism, people act more altruistically after mere exposure to green than conventional product. However, people act less altruistically and are more likely to cheat and steal after purchasing green product as opposed to conventional product. Together, the studies show that consumption is more tightly connected to our social and ethical behavior in direction and domains other than previously thought. Buying green actually make you a worse person? The idea is that priming people to think about the environment can subconsciously encourage people to take greener behaviors. Just as showing dinner's picture of a fancy restaurant lead to better table manners. The idea there is that people are more likely to do good deeds when they have recently been bad. Simply put, guilt is a social motivator, but buying green products is a good deed, and those people who shop green feel better about themselves and thus more easily justify those little sides. Green products embody social consideration such that mere exposure to them increases subsequent pro-social behavior. However, acting upon one's value establish moral credential that can subsequently license deviating behavior, while mere exposure can activate concept related to social responsibility and ethical conduct and induce corresponding behavior. Purchasing green products may produce the counterintuitive effect of licensing a social and unethical behavior by establishing moral credential. Thus, green products do not necessarily make us better people.
What steps do you think that can be taken to help minimize or mitigate these types of moral licensing effects among green consumers?
The step that we think can be taken to help minimize or mitigate this type of moral licensing effect among green consumer, which their framework is represented by acronym SHIFT, SHIFT, and it proposes that consumers are more inclined to engage in pro-environmental behaviors when the message or content leverage the following psychological factors, which are S for social influence, H habit formation, I individual self, F feeling and cognition, and T tangibility. The framework is for conceptualizing and encouraging sustainable consumer behavior change. The SHIFT framework can help address the attitude-behavior gap that is commonly observed in sustainability contexts. The first road to influencing sustainable consumer behavior is social influence. Consumers are often impacted by the present behavior and expectation of others. Social factors are one of the most influential factors in terms of affecting sustainable consumer behavior change. The second is habit formation, whereas some sustainable behaviors require only a one-time action. Many other sustainable behaviors involve repeated action that require new habit formation. Habit refer to behaviors that persist because they have become relatively automatic over time as a result of regular encounter contextual cues. Because many common habits are unsustainable, habit change is a critical component of sustainable behavior change. Many behaviors with sustainability implications, such as food consumption, choice of transportation, energy and resource use, shopping, and disposal of products, which are strongly habitual intervention that break repetition, such as discontinuity and penalties, can disrupt bad habits. Action that encourage repetition, such as making sustainable action easy and utilizing prompts, incentive, and feedback, can strengthen positive habits. The third step is the individual self. Factors linked to the individual self can have a powerful influence on consumption behaviors. The concepts discussed in this section include positive of the self-concept, self-interest, self-consistency, self-efficiency, and individual differences. The next step is feeling and cognition. We introduce the concept of feeling and cognition together because consumers take one of two different routes to action. One that is driven by affect or one that is more driven by cognition. This proposition is consistent with the theory suggesting that either an intuitive, effective route or more deliberative, cognitive route can dominate in decision making. We note that this distinction is likely to be highly relevant in the domain of reacting to information about ecological issues. The last step is tangibility. One unique facet of sustainable consumption is that eco-friendly action and outcome can be abstract, vague, and distant from the self. Most sustainable consumer behaviors involve putting aside more immediate and proximal individual interests to prioritize behavior with ill-defined consequences that are focused on others and are only realized in the future.
As a brand manager for an organic food item, how would you go about marketing the product knowing these licensing effects were possible?
As a manager, firstly, I would like to educate consumer about the potential benefit of organic foods. Organic producer must embark on educational campaign that emphasize healthier lifestyle and environmentally conscious practice through various platforms such as social media or advertisement. Secondly, I would like to cooperate with My Hijau. My Hijau program is the Malaysian government's initiative to support the development of green technology. Through My Hijau labeling as well, KITA is helping consumers to identify environmental friendly products by labeling them with their respective government agency logos. Therefore, consumers will be able to point out products that are eco-friendly right away without having to reach high and low. By following this company in presenting their green product, such as a brand of organic trade organization, Organic is Worth It, which is the advertisement is about creating a website to increase consumer awareness about the benefit and ease of switching to an organic lifestyle. Pictures are shown on healthy animal, families and produce. Secondly, about Coleman Natural, which is
The brand and commercial is organic chicken breast strip. The packaging and promoting a quick meal without all just added junks. Note that product was made without the use of antibiotic or growth hormone, just the way nature intended. Call your kid and enjoy your dinner.